Yo, hey, this shit easy, nigga. Hey, all I'm talking about, nigga, I'm still out here trying to get it.
Contender Regime Boxing checking back in with y'all, man. Final prediction for Andy Ruiz, Anthony Joshua is going down December 7th, this Saturday on dazn. The rematch is going to be popping, man. I'm excited for this fight. You know, I really, the first fight was very exciting. You had Anthony Joshua knock down Andy Ruiz. Ruiz got back up and knocked Anthony Joshua down multiple times. I believe it was like 4 or 5 times, and then Anthony Joshua, he ended up going to the corner on his own after getting up from a knockdown and was unresponsive to the ref. The ref over there talking about like, bro, do you want to continue? He looking over to Eddie Hearn, smiling and stuff. Yeah, he obviously didn't want to continue, man. But there was a lot of stuff going on in that first fight, which made it very exciting. Also, it was a huge upset. Which I told y'all beforehand that Andy Ruiz had that smoke for Anthony Joshua. You dig what I'm saying? So I wasn't too surprised, but it was definitely a surprise factor and a huge upset, which brought a lot of excitement to that fight. I think part 2 is going to be just as exciting. I think you got the redemption factor with Anthony Joshua. He's coming back to take his belts back and, prove to everybody that the first fight was a fluke and he's really everything that, a lot of those people thought he was. Not a hype job, the real deal, really a true heavyweight champion. And meant to be here for the long haul, meant to go in and compete and possibly beat a Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury and Luis Ortiz and be the king of the heavyweight division. That's the person, that's the fighter that a lot of people thought Anthony Joshua was. You dig what I'm saying? So he's coming back to redeem the image that he previously had before getting beat the hell up by Andy Ruiz in that first fight. But Andy Ruiz, you got to look at his perspective and, his mindset coming into the fight. You did what I'm saying? He's coming in. Everybody feel like it was a fluke the first time around. They saying he got lucky or he caught Anthony Joshua at a bad time. He was a replacement for Big Baby Miller in that fight. So they saying that Anthony Joshua took him lightly and, Anthony Joshua, it was rumors, just like this fight, it was rumors that Anthony Joshua was knocked out in training camp and sparring prior to that fight. They say mentally he wasn't all the way there. It's been rumors in this camp that Anthony Joshua's been knocked out, or not knocked out, but hurt in camp, So, which doesn't, if we looking at history, that doesn't bode well for Anthony Joshua. You dig what I'm saying? But, Andy Ruiz coming in and, a lot of people underestimate him. A lot of people saying that, he really ain't all that. He's not the guy that beat Anthony Joshua. He's just, he's fighting above what he really is. He's really not that guy. That's what a lot of people saying, but again, stylistically, I like the matchup. I've always liked the matchup stylistically. I think Andy Ruiz matchup with a lot of guys at heavyweight. I really think he's that good, So this fight is going to be really fun to watch. Now, final prediction. It's a lot of things that can happen in this fight. You got to think about the factor or the possibility of the fight going all 12 rounds. Both Andy Ruiz and Anthony Joshua have dropped weight for this fight. Both guys have slimmed down, which lets me know that either they're looking to gain more speed, more mobility, or they're looking to raise their stamina level or, and be able to last longer with less weight on them. Maybe they're looking to go the long haul, Anthony Joshua, dropped weight. A lot of people were saying he was too muscular, too clunky, and, too slow in the ring. Maybe he's trying to pick up some speed and just be able to throw a little bit more variety of punches, being able to be better on defense, better foot movement and things like that. And Andy Ruiz, I feel like he already had the hand speed advantage and the foot speed advantage. I think he's looking to capitalize or, take even more advantage of that speed disparity and go in there and, you know, even faster than he did the first time and even quicker than he was the first time. And I think he saw something that worked in that first fight, and he wants to go in and do that times 10. You dig what I'm saying? And just be even better this time around. I think that's a good strategy. I didn't look too much into Andy Ruiz dropping a little weight because, you know, I think his thing is he wants to have more speed. He already had the speed advantage, so he's like, look, I seen that my speed gave him a lot of trouble. Why don't I go in even faster this time around, you know, and surprise him and throw him off his square even more, you know, which I think could be a good game plan. Anthony Joshua, on the other hand, you know, like I said, he wasn't fast enough for Andy Ruiz. Maybe he's trying to get a little faster, get a little quicker on his feet to be able to compete. Stylistically, I just think this is a bad matchup for Anthony Joshua. I'm going to just keep it 100. I don't feel like he, in such a short period of time, is going to be able to change all the things that need to change for him to be able to beat a guy like Andy Ruiz. Now, I feel like this fight could possibly go 12 rounds. And if it does go 12 rounds, I got Andy Ruiz winning. I think that him being a busier fighter, him being the quicker, faster, more, you know, well-rounded boxer and the better inside fighter. And this fight is going to take place on the inside because unless Anthony Joshua, you know, magically learned how to use the jab correctly and not throw it out there lazy, learn how to fight with his range and his height overnight, you know, unless that happened, which is very unlikely, Andy Ruiz is going to control the pace of the fight. He's going to control the distance of the fight. This fight is going to be an inside fight. It's not going to be an outside fight. You know, so with that alone, I feel like, you know, Andy Ruiz will be able to do more of the better work in the fight. You know what I'm saying? I think he'll be able to put more combinations together, land the cleaner punches, the more effective and the more powerful punches in the fight, which I think will win him a lot of rounds. And I know it's a lot of people that's saying that, hey, if it goes 12, Andy Ruiz gonna get robbed. They do have a ref that's like an in-house DAZN ref. No, not in-house DAZN ref. It's an in-house matchroom boxing ref, which is Eddie Hearn and Anthony Joshua's teammate. You dig what I'm saying? So, you know, that could play a factor. But then as far as him getting robbed, I just don't see that happen. It's possible, but the point I'm getting at is that I think Andy Ruiz, if it goes 12 rounds, I feel like Andy Ruiz would have done so much of a job, you know, boxing and scoring points and landing the effective shots and controlling the distance and controlling the pace of the fight. I think he's going to do such a great job in that it's going to be so tough. It would be a blatant robbery. This is what I'm feeling. If it does go 12 and there would be a robbery, it would be a blatant robbery because I think Andy Ruiz is just going to be that much more effective than Anthony Joshua. Now, I do think it's heavyweight. So everybody got his puncher's chance to win. I do feel that if Anthony Joshua were to win this fight, it's going to be by a knockout, and it's going to be early. I think he's going to end up catching Andy Ruiz. If he was to win this fight, he's going to catch Andy Ruiz with something clean, something that he didn't see, something that he didn't expect. You know, maybe one of those right hooks, you know what I'm saying, you know, on the inside, you know, maybe catch him with an uppercut or something like that. Something crazy that Andy Ruiz just does not see and knocks him out cold. And I think if something like that does happen, it's going to be within the first 4 to 5 rounds. However, my final prediction, I got Andy Ruiz stopping Anthony Joshua within 8 rounds. You know, I think if it goes past 4 or 5, Andy Ruiz is going to win the fight anyway. I think, you know, once it gets into the 6th, 7th, and 8th round, Andy Ruiz will have worn Anthony Joshua down, and he's going to go in there and get that stoppage. You know, and like I said, if it does go 12 rounds, I got Andy Ruiz winning as well. But I see a stoppage. Let's call it round 7, man. We're going to keep the trend going with Deontay Wilder knocking out Luis Ortiz in round 7. I got Andy Ruiz Jr. knocking out Anthony Joshua in round 7 in dramatic fashion in a very, very exciting, entertaining fight, heavyweight fight. And, you know, this is going to be a good one, y'all. I can't wait. Y'all let me know what y'all think down in the comments, man. Who y'all got winning and why? Contender regime, boxing. I'll holler at y'all boys, man.